Hey everyone, I believe we are live now. Welcome to my first live video. My name is Asta, I am Comms Director at Chatbot AI, and today we're going to show you exactly on how to set up your first AI chatbot. Now, this video is targeted at all those who are using either Voiceflow, Manychat, or Botpress. Not throwing shade, but I'm just saying that, for many who are just starting out, wanting to get into this space, or just starting their AI automation agency, it can be quite daunting, and I've seen many have difficulties with this part of it and simply give up. So as someone who has used all of these other tools, I know how difficult it can be. Before this, I have my own agency. So I created my own agency, and I was looking for a way that my incoming leads could be answered. So the biggest problems that I had back then was too many leads, right? So we ran ads mainly for message conversions. And so I remember the first problem of the client was message conversions. We didn't get enough messages. So I said, okay, cool, I can fix it for you. Went out, ran the ads. We had like 100 come in within the first day, 100 messages. And he was like, yo, okay, slow down, slow down. We don't have enough people who can, cover this, can answer all these messages. So it's money going down the drain. And so I went through that very interesting, route of going from Botpress to Manychat to Voiceflow, and setting up the initial step of getting a response. Okay, I made it that far, but the moment it came to integration, because I've never worked with anyone who didn't have social media, such as Facebook or Instagram, that's very important to me. And that's just for me, of course. Disclaimer. But yes, the integration part was extremely difficult. I remember that. And I just couldn't find a way to get it done without either coding knowledge or without having a bunch of trouble. And that's when Chatbot AI came into my life. And it's something that I've used. Now I'm from a third world country, which is fine. But at the time, it was a little expensive for me, but I saw the immediate return on investment. I knew that there was nothing out there that had the same amount of features, with that price point. And that was something that I was like, okay, you got me hooked. So it's been 3 years. And I'm now at this point now where I'm sharing content. You can see all the content on my YouTube channel or our official Chatbot AI YouTube channel, where we show you step by step on how to set this up. Today's video is my first live, so it's a testing session where I'm going to go, of course, through how to set up your first AI chatbot, but also to see if my audio and video and everything is okay. Let me see if we have anyone in the comments. No one yet. That's okay. Let me just see, make sure. Awesome. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start sharing my screen to stage. Amazing. So this is our website, Chatbot AI's website, world's best AI chatbot builder. And the first thing I want to just talk about is we are official meta partners. So we're not, there are many, upcoming or have been around for a while platforms that say, hey, you can build the coolest chatbots with us and all that. And you get in and you use it for like a week or two and boom. Yeah, there's a bunch of different variations on, setting it up, making sure that you're within the guidelines. So we are official Meta business partners. We integrate with OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, and you got to bring your own keys for that one. But here's the kicker. Every single account that you create comes with an API key included. And so we give you not one, not two, but 5 million tokens allowance, right? So that's for you to use. And don't worry about getting close. I have very heavy usage and I've never hit the limit. And if you ever do come close to it, then of course we'll let you know. We'll send you a message like, hey, listen, you're getting a bit close, you're a power user. But if you want to use also more powerful models like O3, like thinking models, you can include your own API key. I've actually seen a couple of platforms allow that with fees. So we don't have that here. If you want to connect your own API key, you disconnect, you just plug in your own key and you're good to go. Now, the standard pricing is $49.99 per month. And for the amount of features that you're getting, and this isn't one of those situations where you sign up to be pro and then you realize that there's like 10 things yet to be unlocked because you're like in tier 1 and you need now be on tier 2 at this new price point. We don't have that here, right? There's no hidden fees. They're not out to get you. We're here to provide you with the best tools that we can. And so for $49.99, we give you everything. Everything that's pro, you get, okay? So that's awesome. You also have the capabilities to have a white label agency plan at $5.95 per month. And so this is full white labeling, right? This is when you're going into the SaaS territory, it comes with 50 client accounts. So you're operating your own little SaaS now. You're starting off to play with the big boys. And then we have the white label enterprise. Now this is, actually, I don't even know if we still have any more of those left, but this is for like the big players. So once you have leveled up, many of our amazing agency users have the white label agency plan. Start off with that, fill up till you're about 20, 30 clients, depending on how you're charging. And then they're like, okay, we want to just upgrade, get to the 2499 per month plan, and they're off to the works, right? That's it. You now full SaaS running it. You can include your API key cost with the actual packaging by estimate or by testing. So the options are endless. So we have amazing prices, and it integrates with so many different things: PayPal, Stripe, Google Sheets. We have one of the most powerful Google Sheets integrations, 11 Labs, audio codes, Twitter. I could go on and on and on. It's all centralized in one platform. Okay, so we're going to build you your first AI chatbot, and I'm going to do this step by step, really easy for you to follow. Okay, now the first thing we want to do is click on sign up. Now, if you already have an account, you'll just go straight through like I do, but usually it's going to ask you to sign up with either Facebook or your email, and then you just choose the one that you prefer. I chose Facebook for mine. Now, for the chatbot name, we'll go, I actually have one. I'll just put there, use a dental. There we go. Keep it real simple. Let it load in. Okay, so this is the dashboard, the analytics dashboard in your account. And all of these right now are all 0 because it's a brand new account. And as you can see, it comes with a 14-day free trial, no card needed, nothing like that. Now, from here, what you want to do is check out the website that I have pulled up. This is a really outdated one. No offense to whoever owns this website, but just to show you on what's possible. Now, I'm going to make this really, really easy. First of all, what we want to do is we're going to head on over to Flows. And we can actually see a welcome message and default reply flow. So these already come. Plus, we have a starter template right here, folder with all the different flows. And what they do is a little video link inside, so you can actually get redirected to our YouTube channel and actually see how to use them. But for this example, I'm going to just use these two right here. So just to go over this very quickly, the welcome message flow is the first message that your user interacts, right? So when you install a chatbot and someone speaks to you, but for the very first time, the first message, that's the welcome message. So if you want to do like, hey, welcome to this so-and-so, what's your name? You can get user data and then just collect their data. But the moment they send a message, right, replying to the welcome message, they get sent to the default reply. So we're going to set this one up first. And we're going to head on over to settings and integrations, open Ai ChatGPT. This right here is where you would turn this right off. So there's two ways to have a default reply. You can have a default reply right here in settings, integrations, open Ai ChatGPT, where it says edit. You'd click on it. And this is where you would put in your business information prompt or connect your assistant, right? Or you can do it through flows. So what I showed you beforehand, welcome message and then default reply flow, that's the method we're going to use. Now, because we're using that, we're going to disable default agent. Because the moment you have this turned on, it pulls all the information from this section. That's very important. So let's disable this and click Save. Now, from here, this is also the same place where you would disconnect your key. Okay, so if you wanted to connect your own API key, you would simply click on disconnect here and then your own API key. As well as for Google Gemini, Claude, and Grok. And we got DeepSeek as well. And here we are with our Google Sheets, Zapier, Make. We have all of the great integrations. Now, once we have disabled it, right here, we're going to head on over to General. Excuse me. And here where it says default flow, we're going to select the default reply. So I'm going to just type in default flow, just like that. Click save. And let me just quickly check to ensure that everything's good on our end with the video, that I'm live. Just one moment. Yeah, we're all good. We're live. Okay, let's get right back into it. So now what will happen is it'll pull the information from this flow right here as a default reply. It'll all make sense in a second. So from here, we're going to head on over back to flows, and we're going to set up the welcome message. Okay, so let's head right here. And your welcome message can be very basic. So this is how it would be usually when you come in. This is by default. Here's the video. Now, what you would do is click on this, open AI, and then you would choose the business information to include in here. Okay, and this would have the AI respond for the welcome message. But we keep this one static for today. So I'll set this one here as the starting step. Remove this. And I'll show you how to do this. So for the welcome message, the business is use a dental care. Okay, so we'll just put there, welcome to use a dental care. Apologies if you have some background noise. Someone decided it's a great time to do some construction. So welcome to use a dental care, and then we can add content and add a GIF or GIF, Giphy, Jiffy. And then we can say something like dental and see what they come up with. Let's use this one. How can we help you? Question mark. So this is a very basic one. Of course, you can have this set up where you're collecting info, you're redirecting maybe, or you have an actual video. So you can embed a video as well, where it's like, hey, welcome, so and so. Now we're going to click on publish. And we head on back. So that's the welcome message sorted. The next thing we're going to do is set up the default reply. This is where the fun begins. So this is how it is by default. The OpenAI action node goes straight forward to the output. So what you see is a custom field. Custom field is what holds the value, holds the response. It's like the mouth of the AI, right? This is how it speaks to the customer. So anything that comes in here, that's what's going to be displayed over to the customer on their end. Awesome. Let's click on this, OpenAI. And here we already have a great template. Okay, so profile, purpose, and then people, persistency, etc., and then some examples. So this is the default template that comes with each account, and then you can kind of fill it out. But today we're going to do it a little bit differently. And I want to do this super simple. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to come right here. I'm going to go over to ChatGPT and I'm going to say, hey, create a AI chatbot knowledge base of this business. And then I'm just going to go right back here. And we're just going to click Control A, Control A, Control C, paste it in here, real nice and messy. That's okay. ChatGPT is going to sort it out for us. Dental care. We can copy all of this right here. Same as dental crowns. And finally, root canals. So we're pretty much including all of the information. Yeah. Next it, paste. And contact. So anything. Okay, so as you can see, they've got a form here. They got some basic business information. We'll actually copy this as well for good measure. And we can drop this right here. I don't think we've missed anything. About maybe. Let's see what they got here in about. Yeah, let's grab this as well. Let's grab this as well. I'll actually show you something that we got elsewhere. Within Chatbots AI, we actually have a setup where you can just drop the link in and it will extract the pages enhance it, and then create a prompt for you. This is the old school way of doing things. But yeah, we got all the information, as I'm pretty sure. Yeah, all good. And then we'll click on send. And so now ChatGPT should take all this information, make it real nice and orderly, and pretty much create a chatbot knowledge base out of it. Now you have, while it's doing this, you have two ways, you have actually several ways you can upload it, but we have assistants, agents, and also the prompt section. Assistants is pretty much uploading files and documents for you to reference when trying to respond. So if you have like documents and stuff that you want to include in your chatbot's knowledge base, you'd use an assistant. And if you're using prompt-based like this, you can use either an agent or just drop it directly into the field right here, business information. Yeah. So if you're using an assistant, you click on the drop down up here, and here you can have generate text assistant. Then you would select your assistant. We don't have one right now, so we'll stick with generate text. So it should be done pretty much. Let's see, appointment flow, idea. How can we help you? Identify need. Yeah, what we do is we'll just copy right from here. Let's add the website to it as well. Yeah, okay, so we got a website. Cool. Let's copy this all the way up. Knowledge base. Copy, default reply, generate text, and just drop it right in here. Just like that. Now we'll add in another line. Right here, it'll say, one second. You are a helpful assistant for, let's copy this one here. Your job is to answer the user's questions in a friendly and welcoming tone. Simple as that. Knowledge base, so it has the business information such as the name, the address, phone number, hours, etc. So everything that we pull off their website has been put right into here. So we got some patient FAQs, examples. How do I book an appointment? You can call us at. We'll actually do something for this towards the end. I'll show you how to set up a function. Really easy. Now for the website, we really shouldn't need this, but if we're doing it on Messenger, we will need to include this. Social platforms, Google Places, Facebook. Let's just remove this for now. Perfect. Now, user message, last input, that is the custom field. So we call these custom fields. We got custom fields and system fields. This one right here holds the value of the user's message. So if I'm a user and I'm writing a message to the chatbot and I'm saying, hey, what time is it? My message is saved right here into this field right here. The chatbot then sees this, right? OpenAI will then create an answer based off the business information best fitted to this, and then save the response. And this is AI responding now to AI default reply. Now for functions, we can turn this one off. Connect user to human is a default function that comes with every single account. Pretty much when someone asks, hey, I would love to speak to a human, or I want a human connection, or I need human assistance. This function, the bot then recognizes the intent of what the user wants, triggers this, and then turns off the bot and can notify an admin and transfer to a human. So that's what this is for. But for this one, we won't need it, so we'll just exit. Now, AI default reply. For this one, what we want to do is click continue. We've got it all sorted out. And then this is the output. So as you saw right here, I'll just go over this one more time to be clear. This holds the customer's question. This right here holds the AI's response to the customer's question. It saves it in AI default reply. And then this right here is a text output. Yeah, so I'll actually remove this for you. You can either have it in the same block, or you can just drag it from continue. This is the next step. Then you click on text. And this is where you would enter in the custom field. So AI default reply is what we saved it to. So we'll do curly bracket, type in AI default reply. Really easy. Now that was a very simple setup. All we did is drop in the business information into the chatbot, into the OpenAI node, business prompt section, and then just set it so that it has an output. Simple as that. Now you will click on publish, and let's test it. So in order to test it, we can do it two ways. We can go to your assistant and we can do a preview here. But I'm going to do it like this. I'll just duplicate this. Head on back right here. And then where it says welcome message, we'll preview this. So from here, we'll just publish one more time. And then we can click on preview. We'll just move this to the side. Preview. Web chat. Continue. Because we only have web chat right now. We haven't connected any of the other channels. Okay, so there we go. Just gonna hide this right here. Perfect. So welcome to use a dental care. How can we help? This is just an example, Jeff. Okay. Usually you could have something else there. Obviously, something more inviting, maybe someone smiling. It's a welcome message after all. So welcome message came in. The bot's now waiting for my first reply. I can just be like, hey, yeah, and we'll see how it responds. Hey there, how can I assist you today? So I'll say, well, I have a super sore tooth. Looking to get it fixed. What do you offer? Question mark. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your sore tooth. We offer a range of services that can help, including general dental care, fillings, root canal treatment, crowns. So this is all from the services that they prefer. So dental care, dental crowns, root canal. Okay. And as you can see, it has these little like stars. I think they're called pound signs. We want to copy that. And this is something we can fix. So the power is in the pattern of the prompt, right? So what you tell the prompt is what a chatbot will do. So we'll go back over to flows, and we want to head back. Actually, we have it open right here. Perfect. Let's just refresh this. And we want to tell it not to use those symbols. So I'm going to click on this, open AI, and I'm going to have just underneath this, hashtag important. That's just my format for it. Do not use these symbols in your responses. And then I'm going to do a dash, pound sign, hashtag, etc. Okay, click continue. Let's hit publish. Let's try this again. So for this, I like to go into my inbox. I'll just open a new tab. And this is the inbox, right? This is where you can see the entire conversation history with the user. On the right-hand side, you would see their name if they have provided it, email, phone number, etc. You can see their local time. That's correct, 9:58, and all the other stuff. And also, if you have custom fields, this is where they would be filled out. You also have the option to view executed actions. This is great for troubleshooting. You can kind of see what's happening more in depth, right? So custom field value changed, so on and so forth. Now, what we want to do is delete this to start fresh. That's my preferred method. You can also have a automation setup where you type in like 4 A's or 4 B's, and then it triggers a flow that clears the conversation and deletes the context just like this. But we're just going to go straight ahead with this. So we've done that. We'll head back over to the default reply. I'm going to close this one out and preview. How can I assist you today? So we've previewed directly from the default reply. We didn't preview the welcome message, which is why we didn't get the GIF. That's okay. So I'll just say, I have a really sore tooth. Okay. As you can see, it's removed all of the symbols. Power and the pattern of the prompt. I'm sorry to hear that you're experiencing tooth pain. It's important to rest as soon as possible. I recommend scheduling an appointment with us so we can take a look at blah, blah, blah. You can reach us at so and so. So this number right here, 946-9400. Let's see, 946-9400. So as you can see, it pulls the information perfectly, right? So this is literally, actually, we could even make this even simpler. I'm gonna click on this, add content, text, and just put AI default reply right here. And that's the whole chatbot right there, actually. This is everything that's responding. So if I'm asking questions, let's see if there's anything else we can ask. Business address. Let's ask for business address. Cool. What's your business address? Our address is 320 N Oxford, okay? 19030. Right here, 19030. 320 N Oxford. Boom. It's pulling the information perfectly. And all we did was just copy paste. Now imagine if you use like the inbuilt knowledge base builder right here. As you can see here. So content extraction tool. Extract and enhance web content efficiently. Enter a URL to extract content from multiple pages. Convert web pages or Shopify products to structured JSON. Generate Q&A examples for your content. Enhance content with AI assistance. So you could just drop in the website URL. I already got a bunch there. Or you could, drag in a PDF, doc, or TXT file, or even a YouTube video, right? So this is incredibly powerful. And then you would just enhance, drop it into your knowledge base, and there you go. So now that we have this set up, let's say you want to have some small add-ons. You're like, okay, this is cool. It's answering all the questions. I want to add some more stuff to it. So first of all, let me explain to you why this is so powerful. Now, I haven't integrated anything yet. I'm going to get to that. But the reason why this is so powerful is because you don't need like 20 different like flows or blocks, or it's crazy. So many of the people that build AI systems right now, or AI chatbots, they always try to have it with like a ton of different nodes and things like that. That makes it very, very easy for things to break, right? The more stuff you got going on, the easier it is to break. And cool. So you got this. It is simple, but if you want it, you can add so much more to it, right? So add content, actions. You have so many things. And as you're adding, everything you're showing him, as you're adding channels, as you're adding, connecting or integrating, more options show up. You have so much power in your hands. It's crazy. For $49.99, that's a pretty good deal in my opinion. But yes, let's say, for example, what we wanted is this. The customer asks that they want to call. They're like, hey, I would like to call. What's your phone number? Instead of just giving a text phone number, we can give it a button that they click and then it'll call. Okay. And that's called a function. Yeah. So what we can do is we can just go to phone number and just grab this completely. Okay. Click continue, publish. And from here, we go on back. Let me make sure my audio is okay. Yeah. Okay. Everything's working. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is hand over to functions. That's the first place. Now, once we're in functions, we'll click on add, and we'll name it. So we'll give it a really easy name. Business phone number. Provides the business phone number. What data to collect, we can have this blank, but usually if you wanted to set up in a way where it's sending information over to a Google Sheet, you could set this up. So it says what data to collect. You can click on add, and you can collect either the email and save it to a custom field, phone number, first name, so on and so forth, right? And then that would be pushed over to a Google Sheet. So what flow is triggered? We'll have to create a flow for this. So let's just close this out. Make sure we do that first, right? Head on over to flows. And from here, we'll click on add, and we'll name this one phone number function, and click continue. I can see I got like one viewer. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Let's click on this right here. Okay, and this is going to be a super simple setup. We'll have text first, and we'll just say, click below to call. And then the add button, we'll click on add button. Click on this first here, so button number 1. And we'll select call number, and we'll have this, click me. Or we can even have direct call, or whichever. Now for the phone number, we saved it, so I can just paste it in here and remove phone. Boom, just like that. I will click save, and that's that. Actually, let's see, add content, Jeff. Let's see if something good comes up. Nah, I can't use this. Yeah. You could use either their logo, right? Or maybe they provide you with an image as well. So that'll be easy. I'll just close these out. Functions will keep open. Yeah, we don't need anything right now here. That's cool. So we can rename this to calling node. Save and click publish. Okay, now from here, we're going to head on over back to functions. I'm going to refresh, and we're going to set up the function right now. Business phone number. What does this trigger do? Allows the user, or provides the user with the business phone number. And then we won't collect anything. What trigger? Okay, what flow is triggered? Phone number function. Click that, and then click continue. Now what we're going to do is hand back over to our default reply, which should be somewhere here. We'll just clear this first, and then we'll head over to the default reply. So we clear the inbox because we're going to be testing it again. Click on flows, open that up, and right here, what we can do is welcome message, our default reply. We're going to put the function actually in. So let's click on this. Super simple, one node default reply, click on OpenAI, and then where it says, right at the bottom here, functions, we'll select it. So business phone number. Just like that. Now we just click continue. Now sometimes you need to include in the business prompt what to do, what function to trigger. We can do it, or we can just leave it as, let's do it without. And if it doesn't work, we'll just add it in. It's always good measure to add it in actually. But yes, let's head on back. We're going to check the welcome message and then preview that. So welcome message, preview, shoot that one. USA Dental. Welcome to USA Dental. How can we help you? Hey, I got a super sore tooth. It's about to fall out. This is your reminder to go to the dentist. Regular checkups. Okay, so it says, I'm really sorry. It provided me with a phone number anyways, but what if I say, I'd like to call? Boom, that's a function right there. And just like that, you have triggered an additional flow that has something in it for the user to take action on. So I'm like, oh, dope, okay. So click me, and it'll take me, can I open? So we won't do that right now, but it works, right? So it redirects, you can then call, and it's all good. Now from here, let's make sure this is loading properly. Okay. So from here, you can add more things to it. You can add a book link. So we have, I'll show you that right now, actually. Right here in tools, we have so many different things. So we got Facebook lead ads, automation, triggers and actions, drip campaigns, email newsletter blasting. We can do that as well. Templates, so you can set up templates for your customers. That's if you're a white label as well, or you can just create templates and sell. Appointment scheduling. Okay, we also have a full e-commerce section built in, by the way. Just throwing it out there. I'll cover on all of these things in future sessions. But yes, appointment scheduling. Let's have a quick look at that. So right here, integrations, you can connect your Google Calendar or your Outlook calendar. So external calendars can all be connected. Super easy, right? And there's two ways that you can set this up for your customer. One, you have it done within CBB, where when CBB is the short form for Chatbot AI. But once you have the customer say, hey, I'd like to book the appointment, you can have the native one sent to them. They can book, you get confirmation flow, they get an email and everything. Amazing. Or if you want like a really, really quick setup, what I did here with the phone number, you can do with the customer's booking link. So let's say they have a full-fledged booking system, right? But their problem is getting their customer to the booking system. Because, let me see if I can take me down from here for a second. Right here. There we go. So, one of the main reasons why Chatbot is so valuable is when a customer is coming to your business, and they're inquiring, they got questions and all these things, it's because they want to see if they are a good fit for the business, if the business is a good fit for them, right? So when I'm messaging this dental clinic, I want to see, because like I'm a little worried, it's my teeth. I want to be careful with it. I want to make sure that first of all the service is offered, so I'm not rocking up, and they're like, oh, sorry, we don't have that. It's a waste of time. And I also want to make sure that they're good at what they do. That's why we look at like ratings and things like that. But I have all these questions in my mind, right? And so when I come to a business and I message a business page, I would love to have my questions answered so that I can make an educated decision. I can say, okay, these are the questions I have. These are the answers I've received. Is it a good fit for me? I make the final decision. If it is a good fit, perfect. I'm a customer. And that's why it's so important to have an AI system or AI chatbot that responds accurately, quickly, and doesn't have downtimes, right? 24/7. And so what they're doing is they're asking these questions, they're getting all these answers quickly, right? And that's what helps them convert into a paying customer. Now, if you have a customer message this page, for example, let's say Elite Dental or Advanced Dental, and that customer doesn't get an instantaneous response and they're in pain, they want that stuff sorted right now. So what they're going to do, they're going to jump over to the closest dental place that's next to them. Let's say USA Dental, right? And if they get an immediate response because your system is making it possible, then they're going to be happy. They're like, okay, do you do this? What's the price for this? Where can I book? What's your location? What's your opening and closing time? By the way, I'll do another episode on this for opening and closing time because it does happen. Keep this in mind when you're setting up a chatbot. You want to ensure that you always mention when the business closes. Because the last thing you want is a customer asking questions saying, amazing, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And in 2 minutes, you're closed, right? And they rock up and the chatbot's like, cool, I'll see you in 5 minutes. And they rock up and the business is absolutely closed. So that's something we want to avoid. Chatbot system can handle that. It can check the user's current time, reference it with the business information time when they're closing, and then tell them, hey, so what's your estimate when you're coming? And they're like, oh, I'll be there in like 20 minutes. And the bot's like, okay, it's this time now. In 20 minutes, it'll be closed. Tell them. So I'll tell them, hey, sorry, you can come tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll be closed by the time you arrive in 20 minutes. Things like that make all the difference. Okay, let's see if I can throw this back up. Just like that. Okay, so let's say the business has a fully fledged booking system, right? They're like, okay, we just want the people to come through, talk to the chatbot, have all the questions answered because we can't handle it. We are quite small. Our team is very small. And if you're running ads for them, for message conversions, which is, by the way, a huge plus, then they can't handle all the incoming messages and your chatbot becomes their savior, right? So with message conversion ads, you get a bunch of leads, well, cold leads-ish, that are very low quality, but in large quantity. And so if you're doing it manually, it becomes a nightmare. You can't do it manually, excuse me. But if you're doing it with a chatbot, you don't worry about it, right? If 20 out of the 100 messages is about if you sell cupcakes at the dental office, the chatbot's like, no, we don't. And he doesn't get stressed out about it, right? So it makes sense. And you get a lot more for spending less. It's one of the hacks that we used with this. It's a great combo, very complementary. Now, from here, what you can do is customer says, I want all the messages sorted. We have a bunch coming in, but we have our own booking system, so we don't need yours. What can you do? Just like how I did it with the phone number, you can set up a function that is for when the user is asking for a booking. So the user says, hey, I'd like to book an appointment, and boom. It throws this up maybe with a GIF or a nice friendly face that they provide, or even a little video that explains how the process goes. And then they just click on the button, they get redirected to the customer's booking page. Super easy, right? Now, the next thing I want to do is hook this up to Facebook to show you how easy the setup actually is. So let's close on out of this. Close on out of this. And this. We can keep these two open. Just, by the way, throwing it out there, question mark, top right-hand corner, we have MCP service, right? So this is latest addition to Chatbot AI. MCP lets AI agents securely exchange data with external systems. For example, an AI agent can query a Shopify store's MCP server to fetch products and information. So we'll have more information and docs coming out for this real soon, so be sure to join our communities. I should drop them down in the description below. But yes, let's get right back to it, to integration. So settings, and then channels. And here we have all channels you can connect. So we've got Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, web chat, SMS, voice, Telegram, and email. Okay, so for this one here, we're going to connect to Facebook. I want to just see, give me one moment. I want to see if I can pull up a page that I haven't used in a while. Then from there, we can decide what we are going to do. Okay, so let's see what pages I have. I got so many pages, I tell you. We can even use like a basic demo page. We're doing dental, right? Yeah. Let's see. I'll tell you what we can do right now. I'll stop the share, move. I'll talk with you while I set this up. So right now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to set up a quick Facebook page specifically for this live. And it's going to be super simple. I'm just going to click on create a new page, pull this over actually, and throw this back up so you can see the process. Okay, cool. So page name, we'll just turn over. We have dental care, USA Dental Care. Let's click on about. I'm sure they have like a more specialized name, specific name, sorry. Business address, telephone. Okay. PC. Let's copy that. Facebook page. Category, dental. Dentist and dental office. Dental clinic. There we go. And for bio, we can leave that blank. And we can create a page. So this is actually kind of how I would set it up for the customer if you didn't have Facebook. It's fairly simple. Awesome. So for website, excuse me, for website, we'll just grab theirs right here. Phone number, we can grab theirs from here. Email. Let's see where their email is. I don't think they have an email listed. Yeah, we can leave that blank because they got like a submit form here. Yeah, I'm not seeing an email. That's okay. Okay, we'll leave that blank. Address. Okay. Just copy this whole damn thing. Paste it in there. I'll just say no hours available. We did not want to open that. My bad. Next. Add a profile picture. Let's see. I think we can leave it blank for now because I want to delete this one right after. Yeah, next. Skip. Don't invite anyone. And it's off, done. In most cases, you always like when you're setting up. Yeah, we'll keep it like this. Cool. When you're setting up a page for your customer, this is really important. I've seen this happen many, many times to many of my friends who are agency owners. When you're asking for the creatives, when you're asking for the content, it's really, really important that you make clear on what it is that you need. So you ask them for the profile picture, you ask them for the banner, right? So all of the stuff that they provide that they want used, if they say, oh, just go ahead, whatever, you can pull it from their website and stuff. And then for the banner, it just makes sure it has a good call to action and really puts across the message on what their business is about. You can do it yourself or hire someone from Fiverr. But yes, okay, so this is done. We got the page connect. So now, back over the settings, and let's connect this up. You can connect. Let's just share my screen. Okay, continue. Continue. So usually, I've seen with some of the other platforms, you like need to connect to a third party or like do some coding. And yeah, no, we're not doing that. You say dental care. Connect. Done. And that's how you connect your chatbot to a Facebook page, right? Crazy, huh? Let's click on Facebook. And what we can do is I'll switch on over. Let me just pull this over here. I'll switch on over to my normal account. Okay, cool. Normal account, and we're clicking get started. And we should get the welcome message if I've set it up. Check flows, channel settings. Gotta love Apple products, right? I got like cat hair stuck in the sensor, so it's not really working. Oh, there we go. Doofus. Very important. This is exactly what I mean. You gotta make sure you do your stuff right. So with the welcome messages, you want to set up the welcome message. So we'll do welcome message right here, and we'll click save. So you have other options: greetings, conversation starters, persistent menu, etc. Right? Click save. Now it should work. So what we can do is we can just delete this, delete chat, message, get started, and we should get the welcome message now. Boom. Welcome to Use a Dental Care. How can we help you? Hey, I have a sore tooth. And as you can see, I've sent it. The bot is typing away super quick, and boom, there's your answer. Now you can, again, in the prompt, you can give examples on how you want the conversation to go. You can also shorten it. So make sure that you have like gaps in between for long paragraphs. All of that is doable within the prompt. You just tell the bot how you want it to respond and do the show and tell method. So show and tell method would be the user question, and then you would have assistant, and then what you want the answer to be like, or how you want it to look. And you can tell these are the examples on how I kind of want you to approach this entire conversation session. But yes, now let me ask for a phone number. Like, cool. I know you provided a phone number there. That's a prompting thing. We can remove that. But if I said, I'd like to call now, then it should hit the function, should trigger the flow and shoot me this right here. Click me. And you can do this also for, like I said, booking, right? So you have the conversation. You can be like, what do you offer? Simple as that. And there you go. It gives you a long list. So again, with prompting, you can make sure this is all done, in a way where it isn't fully condensed, so you don't get, lost or have reading fatigue. Excuse me. But as you can see, general dental care, dental crowns, root canal treatment. So you get all the information. So if I'm a person with a sore tooth, I say, I have a hole in the back on my wisdom tooth. It hurts, but I don't think it's reached the nerve yet. Boom. So let's say, for example, I got a hole in the back on my wisdom tooth. I'm coming in, I'm asking some questions, I'm gonna see if this guy's good. It sounds like you may have a cavity or some damage to your wisdom tooth. Even if it hasn't reached a nerve, it's important to get it checked out to prevent further issues. I recommend calling us, blah, blah, schedule an appointment. Our team will take good care of you and help relieve your pain. I'm scared. Are you going to pull it? So again, in the prompt, you can give your chatbot a persona, right? You can give it the name John, James, Jesse, and say, this is your personality. You are comforting. You are warm. You are friendly. You are funny. The idea is that many of these people actually have had bad experiences with dentals in the past. Speaking from experience, by the way, I'm afraid of the dentist, right? Which is ironic because my dad used to be a dentist. But, having that one bad experience, so many would rather have the teeth get to the point where it needs to be extracted than going to a dentist and getting it fixed. And if I'm messaging, this page, this business page, and I want to get this sorted, I'm worried, right? That's why I'm asking all these questions. But if the chatbot can respond to me, in natural conversation, in a natural tone, in a friendly and comforting tone, just be like, hey, it's gonna be okay. Like, it's just an extraction. Then to me, I feel at ease. I'm like, okay. I feel better. I can go and check this out. But if you come across, let's say, for example, a dental business, and the person messaging manually, by the way, has gone through already like 20, 30 messages, half of them which were rubbish, and they're now in a bad mood. And this person's coming, they're scared. They're like, hey, I want to get my tooth extracted, or I want to get my tooth fixed. I'm really worried. And they're like, yeah, we'll probably have to pull it. I'm like, nope. And that's money. That's a dollar value, right? That's money right there, gone out the window, lost. They'll go to someone else who'll take good care of them, and all that because you had a bad day. Okay, so your customers, your clients, or yourself, you need this, right? It is a addition to your current business. Again, if you're running a business, it is so beneficial on building client and business connections that you have to think about getting this. And it isn't like something that's costing you, $2,000-3,000 a month. You're getting your service, setting it up, you're all good to go. If you have clients that you're already running ads for, that you're already doing, marketing for to some degree, content creation, this is something you can add on. You can be like, look, we're creating all this content, we're creating all this. I'll just remove this quickly. You're creating all this content and we're getting all this traffic, but are we really converting them? Like, are we making sure that that last piece is perfect? And so from experience, I will never speak about something that I don't have 100% experience in and I don't feel comfortable talking about. I have experienced this to be life-changing, right? It is such a simple addition to what you can offer your customers or your clients, and it can make you so much money. I mean, like, look, the AI automation agency hype is dope. It's been around for a good while, right? And everyone's like, okay, so you gotta set up, XYZ, 50 different nodes, use NAN mixed with like XYZ. And if you're brand new, like I come across TikTok sometimes looking at these setups and just thinking like it's so unnecessary, right? And I'm seeing the comments, and there's like these kids are like, man, I want to get into it. Like I'm trying to get into it, but I'm having some difficulties with this or that, and they get the wrong idea of it. This is something that you can offer any business. So I think we pretty much covered everything on, setting up your welcome message, setting up your default reply, how to create a knowledge base, what cuffs are, how they work at least, and then connecting it to your Facebook page and then seeing it in action. So the connection to Facebook, Instagram is pretty much the same. Like you don't need any coding knowledge. You just click a few buttons, give some permissions, and you're all good to go. And if you ever have any troubles, you have a whole community. You have CVB Nation's Discord and Facebook group filled with brilliant minds who are constantly building and evolving and ready and happy to help each other. But yes, back to that. You can get started with this in such an easy way. So one of my suggestions would be, if you're wanting to get started in the AI automation space, right, but you're so overwhelmed by all of these different things, start with chatbots. It's so much easier if you have the right tools and the right platform. 14 days is a bunch of time to learn. We have a ton of resources. If you need an extension in your trial, you can reach out to me or our team. We really are in it to make sure everyone here is winning, and we're constantly, ahead of the curve. So get started with it. Create your first AI chatbot, and then what you can do is you can reach out to businesses, and you can say, hey, look, I'm happy to give you this chatbot for a free trial, okay, for let's say 30 days or 15 days, or whatever it is. And all you would need to do is provide me with a testimonial if by the end of 30 days you don't want to purchase the service. Right? That's it. Very, very easy for them to say yes. And you can tell them, look, we'll set it all up for you, completely free of charge. And if you like it, then we continue with pricing XYZ. Yeah? If you don't like it, give me a testimonial, and you use the testimonial. So if you get a good testimonial, that becomes a great thing to use when you're reaching out to new clients. If you get a bad testimonial, that's something you use to improve. You look at what you didn't like, and you ensure that you can improve on it, right? So it's a win-win either way, and you work your way up like that. People ask me, how much do you charge for a chatbot? It depends. Depends on the niche. You want to make sure that you're in a niche that has a high average order value. So if with a business that's selling $2 phone cases, it's going to be difficult to charge $2,000 for that, right? Because you need to sell a lot of product. You need to be the reason why they sell so much product. If you're with a business that has, let's say, a $500 product or a $1,000 product, and you sell a bunch of them, let's say 10, 20 of them per month, which is very doable, it's going to become a lot easier to ask for $2-3 grand upfront, and then you can add in things like Facebook ads. You don't have to be a professional. I taught everything myself. So, you run your Facebook ads with a creative that's got a good hook, and you have it for message conversions, right? And so as the ad runs, people click on your ad or they comment. That's another thing you can have, actually. I'll show it very quickly. Let me see if I can throw this up one more time before I bounce. Settings. Okay, so let's go over to tools. This is one of my favorite things, actually. I use this all the time. Let's see. Where's the Facebook comment automation, right? And the way you would set this up, let's click on it. And I'll show you kind of a rundown of it. You click on add, and you'd call this one post 1. And then from here, you would just select all posts or a specific post, and you can select a specific post. And then you can choose private reply to comment. Yeah, and you can have either a static text or a flow or none. And so what I do is, and then you got public reply to comment. So I'll just go over this very quickly. What you can do is you can set up an ad, right, in a way where it kind of encourages them to either engage as a comment or just message the page. And so when someone messages, or let's say someone comments, below the ad, they're like, hey, how much is this? You have the public reply to comment set up maybe for a flow that gives the price, or whichever it is, however you want it to reply to the customer who's messaging below on the post or the ad. Now for the private reply to comment, you have to set up for your default reply, right? You would select your default reply for this one. And the way it would work is, ad goes out, person comments, listen to this system, this is the gold. Person comments, question. Your system likes their comment, responds to the comment, and then automatically sends a direct DM to them, opening a line of communication, right? So it is super powerful. And with the comment reply tool, the algorithm picks up that your ad or your post or whatever it is getting massive engagement, right? Because every single person is being responded to. Now, very important, so you don't get banned. You can choose a bunch of other things. So only reply to a new contact, or reply only once to each user in one post. I always have this one turned on. Like the users comment, I have that turned on as well. Reply to users who have already commented in other posts. Don't reply to replies in comment, and then reply after. This is the important one. I have it set to immediately, which means that if I comment right now, I'll get an immediate response. But you want to do random within 3 to 5 minutes. So random within 5 minutes. And now what happens is, randomly within that 5-minute time span, it'll respond. And it's not static, right? It's not like one single message just being practically like copy pasted to every single user's question. It's dynamic. It adapts, right? So if someone's saying, I love, the fact that you do root canals, the bot can say, amazing, yes, our root canals have been doing incredible, our incredible service offer. Many have said great things about it. Next person says, I really like the fact that you do, teeth cleaning. And it says, yes, our teeth cleaning is actually on a promotion. So it's different each time. And if it's random within 5 minutes, you're safe. You're good to go. Doesn't matter how many people comment, right? So you're all good. But yeah, this one is super powerful. So my favorite ones, I love everything in CBB, but the ones I used early on, right, and took as much advantage as I could from them, was the comment reply tool, email blast, so collecting emails so when they're coming in, and the simple setup with Facebook. So I always made sure that if a customer came to me, I was like, hey, or if I went to a customer like, hey, how's your Facebook doing? And like, oh, it's doing okay. We're getting some traffic through there, but not like a lot. I would set it up on their website, but I always offer to do it on their Facebook, because I can also run ads for their Facebook. Yeah. And then they see all the difference. So yeah, we covered quite a bit today. I hope my live session was good enough and the video quality was okay. I'm in Fiji, so like, we are known to not have the best internet. But yeah, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for joining me. I'll drop the community links down below in the description. Thank you so much for those who are watching right now. I see you. We'll be having more lives happening. I'll get better, of course, as we move forward. I hope this was helpful. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.